Hey everyone, this is another tabletop overview slash review of another Esee product. This is the SE6, and this is my Esee. This doesn't come usually like this. I added this pouch in the front here, and also the leather backer with the belt loop. I got this leather backer from the Knife Connection website online that they make their own stuff for Esee products and other kinds of knives. I have no connection with them. That's just no connection with Knife Connection. That's just where I got this from. So I'm not getting any kickbacks from there or anything. But if they want to, hey, I'm for sale. Not really. It's unbiased reviews. Anyways, this is the SE6. Now, the SE6 is a interesting knife. This knife is, I believe, with the bushcrafter in mind. If you were going to go out in the woods and you could only take one knife with you, then this might be it. The other one in the running would be the SE4. If you saw my other video, you saw how I have these set up here. The SE4, if you only had one knife if you could only pick one knife at all, then this might be the guy for you. But if you're, going out in the woods doing bushcraft, then the SE6 might be the one. Reason being is because this is just kind of a better all-arounder bushcrafter, in my opinion, in Esee's line. And I'll go over some of the reasons why here. So the blade length itself is 6.5 inches. That's 16.5 centimeters. The thickness is 0.188 inches. So that's almost half a centimeter. That's 0.48 centimeters. It is a 1095 high carbon steel. That's why it's got the coating on there to prevent rust. Drop point tip with a plain edge. The overall length is 11.75 inches. Does come with my Carta scales, but I did switch these out for a G10. I just like the way that these look, man. These are super cool to me. I got the green with the black on there. I think everything green, black, I think just looks awesome, but that's just me. I do like how these fit a little better than the flat G10 or the flat micarta grips that these come with. Not to be, they pretty much look like the G10 that are on the SE5 right here. This woven G10. Well, I'm sorry, micarta. They're flat. It feels better on the SE5 than it does on the other thinner Esees, in my opinion. Now I have bigger hands, so I do like a little bit of a palm swell. It just feels better. It gives me a better grip, and I just like it. Let me see here. The sheath is molded polymer, and it does come with a retention screw in there, if you can see that guy. So you can see focus. There it is. And you can pull this up or down. When you pull it up, it's tighter. Put it down, it's looser, right? So you can adjust that and pull it as tight as you want, and it makes it super tight. So there you go. So you can adjust it to your liking. It doesn't have any other way to retain the blade except for that, unless you get the tactical version that comes with the clip that holds that on there. This also comes with that retention screw as well. The sheath itself weighs about 5.5 ounces, just the polymer. This knife here weighs about 12 ounces, so that's about 340 grams. So the reason why I say this is kind of like your best all-around bushcrafter, is that this is good for pretty much everything. The blade length makes it a decent chopper, right? The thickness gives you a good batoning, and with the length, you can chop or baton some thicker pieces of wood using this one here. Don't have to worry about hitting one side, going to the other side, right? Or turning the little log around or anything. You can get through a good thickness of wood through this here. It's thin enough where feather sticking isn't a problem. Slicing isn't too bad. It's actually, I believe, just as thick as the SE4. So you can think of the SE6 as the SE4, but just longer. It's really what it is when you look at it. It's just the bigger version of the SE4. Some little differences on there. So like the finger choil is a little bit nicer, a little bit more robust than it is on the SE4. You see that, like my finger is almost on the blade here. On this one, it's, I got some room. The lanyard and the pommel, so this one actually does have a pommel on there, and it's got a little bit of a flat end. So if you need to drive some stakes into the ground, you can do that with this one. Not so much with the SE4. Okay. Both are full tang. Very similar. Very similar. It's just the SE6 is more of the outdoorsy, not so much combat inspired knife. Now this one here would be nice. Now if you were going to take two knives, for example, which a lot of people do with these companion blade, the Azula would be a good option for that too. You know, and I'll do a video on the Azula, but this is my Azula here. I think you can get it with paracord already attached like this, but this is my paracord is what I did there. But you know, having that as a companion blade to do all your smaller, finer detail work, or maybe even hunting, slicing, you know, camp stuff. There are some sheaths, some aftermarket sheaths that have the companion part here, the companion sheath on top of the regular sheath, so you can have two blades like that. That's pretty cool. Get this out of the way here. But this one here, I mean, this just having the extra blade length real estate does make it ideal for being an outdoor versatile type of knife, right? You can still do, you know, puncturing. So because it's got that long length on there, if you do need to defend yourself, especially from anything that has a lot of fur or anything like that, if you do need to puncture, you do have more real estate to hit vital organs for anything. I don't know what that may be, something out in the wild or whatever. I mean, even two-legged animals or whatnot. This here does work for those type of scenarios. And you have the finger guards, so you're not going to, you know, reach up or go through the cut your hand on the blade in case in the event that you hit like bone or something, you know, you got that on there. Yeah, multi-purpose. This one is there's only one other knife that I like more than this one, and I'll get to that video later. But this one here, this is like in my opinion, this is like a perfect, almost perfect all-arounder. This one here, I mean, I am very partial to the cold steel. You see that one there? SRK. And this is sort of in line with that. Less combat-y, not as thick, but close. Not as thick, but more versatile than this. This here is more of your combat knife that can be used for other things, and this here is more of your survival knife that can be used for combat. I know it's a small distinction, but it's there. So, who is this for? Pretty much anyone that likes to be outdoors. So if you're only going to take one knife with you, if you're going to be outdoors for a while, even if it's just camping, I wouldn't necessarily, you know, make this a hiking knife. Is kind of big, especially if you're doing like public trails and stuff. You probably freak some people out, especially if you're like where I am in California. If that's the case, if you're doing like light hiking, then something like the Azula would probably be a better bet. You know, you're not going to really need very much if you're doing those kinds of things. I mean, a pocket knife is fine for that. But if you're doing some heavy duty hiking, like miles, hiking where you're backpacking and camping, you know, this is going to do it here. This is going to be this with a good, you know, little kit and a ferro rod on there will get you a long ways. It'll take you a long ways without having to necessarily need a companion blade. You could, but you don't have to. This is still within that range where if you only had the one outdoor wilderness knife, this guy might be it. So yeah, that is the SE6. And I showed you guys this before, but if you guys haven't seen those videos, this is the Exotech Nano Striker XL, and these are really cool. This is a ferro rod that is self-contained. And it comes with its own striker right there. Let me see if I can Is that in focus? Maybe, maybe not. I think so. Yeah, it's cool. You can, strike there, and it's weatherproofed. I believe it's waterproof. It's got some rubber gaskets on there, and that way you don't have to mess with the coating on your knife. If you do want to if you do want to sand down the coating here, maybe put a 90-degree edge. Cool. A lot of people do that. I kind of don't like to do that. I'm just kind of not necessarily lazy in that I don't what do you call take care of my blades against rust or anything like that. I just don't want the extra liability of the rust. Now, Esee will sharpen your knives. If you get a bunch of rust on it, if you destroy it, they will replace it, which is pretty cool. They say that they don't do rust, but I've had rust issues and they've taken care of it. So they say that they don't do rust on their website unless they've changed that recently, but that's something to consider. So yeah, your miles may vary with them when it comes to rust. But yeah, that is the SE6. If you guys like what you see here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If there's an affiliate link down there, go ahead and click on it. If you want to check out the pricing on this, you might get a little bit of a discount depending on when you click that link. And that just helps, the channel keep the lights on and stuff. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular. Till then, see you guys.